Friends, it's a new year, and with that means there is some new amazing books coming out. And I thought, why not share the books that I'm excited to read in 2022 with you? How are you, friends? How is life? Comment down below, let me know how you're doing. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. So these books are not in any particular order. I mean, if I was an organized person, in my normal daily life, I try to be organized, like I am organized, but when it comes to YouTube, I'm not that organized. Like, this list will be in order, okay? But it's not. It's not in order, but we are going to ignore that and just go with the flow, okay? The first book that, by the way, I've got the list here on my phone. So the first book that I'm really excited for in 2022 is called Twisted Hate, and that is in the Twisted series. The first book was called Twisted Love. Second book was called Twisted Game. Absolutely love Twisted Game. And the next one is called Twisted Hate. I'm pretty sure they're also the final book, the fourth book, is going to be called Twisted Lies. And I think it's also going to be coming out next year. It's also going to be coming out in 2022. I'm actually recording this video in 2022, so I don't know why I'm talking like I'm still in 2021. It's gonna take some time for my brain to realize that we are already in 2022. Anyways, I'm really excited for this book because the couple that's going to be in this book has been teased to us from the beginning of the series. So this is the story of Josh and Jules, I think. So his enemies to lovers, his brother's best friend, and it's got all of those crazy things that I love, and I honestly cannot wait to read this book. Right, I'm not going to tell you like the full synopsis of these books because I'm pretty sure you know most of these books anyway. So yeah, so let's move on to the second book that I'm really excited to read. The second book that I've got on my list here is Bloodmark by Tracy Deonn. This is the follow-up to Legendbone. I read Legendbone last year and oh my god, I love that book so much. I actually have a reading vlog of that book, so if you want to go check out that vlog, please feel free. I would love you if you do. Absolutely loved Legendbone. It's a YA fantasy. It's got a girl, Bree, finding out she's a witch, like just badass. It's got King Arthur in there. It's just honestly cleverly written, and I had never read a book like that where you get King Arthur and you bring him into this mixed crazy world, and it's just and it's got a love thing that's going on in that book that I just cannot wait to find out what happens in Bloodmark, okay? Like, I cannot tell you anything about Bloodmark because if you want to go and read Legendbone, I'll be spoiling it for you. But oh my goodness, am I excited for this book. This book comes out July 2022. I did tell you, this list is not in order, okay? It's not in order because I still have a while to wait before this book comes out. So yeah, but I'm really excited for it. The next book that I'm really excited for is Terms and Condition, and this is part of the Dream Billionaires books by Lauren Asher. Absolutely loved the first book in the series. The first book in the series was this one right here, The Fine Print. This was one of my favorite books in 2021. I loved this book so much. So this book is about four brothers. I think three brothers, and their grandfather dies, who owns Dreamland, which is in our world similar to Disneyland. So he owns this big theme park, and in order for these brothers to get their inheritance, their grandfather leaves them tasks of things they need to do. And the first one, Rowan, had to create a bride, be a dreamer again. He was just very grumpy and down on life. So in this second book, we are following the next brother, who is Declan, and he is so it says here, I am destined to become the next CEO of family's media empire. The only problem, my grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteers for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be perfect solution to my biggest problem. But the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. So this is going to be Declan and Iris, his assistant, and I just cannot wait because it's going to be fake marriage, fake everything, and obviously somewhere down the line they end up falling in love, and I cannot wait. I'm here for that book. The next book, by the way, I don't think I'm saying when these books are coming out, but I will be writing out when they're coming out on the screen somewhere, maybe here, maybe here. I'm not sure. The next book that I've got on my list is Fake It Until You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. I have never read anything by this author, and this book comes out June 21, 2022. So I still got a long way to wait, but can we just take a moment to just appreciate the cover of this book? Like, the cover is so beautiful. I just can't. I need this book physically, like I'll be buying it. I just love the cover so much. The book is about Jada and Devon, and Jada has been proposed to on national television. She's rejected the proposal, so I'm guessing like the Bachelor. She's been on a show like that in this world of the book, and she's said no to whoever proposed to her. And then we've got Denver, I think that's his name. He's like a footballer slash baker. He has his own bakery. Somewhere down the line, Jada ends up working for him in the bakery, and I think they end up like fake dating, fake marriage, and things like that. So it's another fake relationship, fake marriage, and I love books like this. But I honestly cannot wait. Please do go and look up the full synopsis of this book, because I'm not going to be able to give you all of the synopsis of these books, but yeah, I'm really excited for this book. So the next book that I'm really excited for is called Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is the author that wrote Beach Read. I absolutely loved Beach Read. I don't talk enough about it on my channel here, but I absolutely loved that book. I loved the writing. I loved the topic it was dealing with. It was dealing with grief in that book, and that's not a spoiler. It's in the synopsis at the back. And yeah, I honestly cannot wait for this book. Let me read you a little bit of the synopsis of this book. So it says, one summer, two rivals, a plot twist they didn't see coming. Nora Stephen's life is books. She reads them all, and she is not that type of heroine. Not the plucky one, not the laid-back dream girl, and especially not the sweetheart. In fact, the only people Nora is a heroine for are her clients, for whom she leads enormous deals as cutthroat literature agent, and her beloved little sister Libby, which is why she agrees to go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina for the month of August, when Libby begs her for a sister's trip away. With visions of a small town transformation for Nora, who she's convinced needs to become the heroine in her own story, but instead of picnics in Medivhs or run-ins with handsome country doctors or bulging farmhand bartender, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie Lestra, a bookish, brooding editor from back in the city. It would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they have met many times and it's never cute. See? I can't wait. And I know the synopsis is actually not doing this book justice, because Emily Henry has a way of writing that just honestly sucks you in, and I cannot wait. The next book that I'm really excited for is called The Infinity Between Us by N.S. Perkins. This is the author that wrote A Risk on Forever. I absolutely loved this book. If you haven't read this book, this is a new author, and she is a self-publishing author, so she self-published this book. I absolutely read this book, and I fell in love with her writing and the characters in this book. So I am really excited for her next book. I will be one of those people who will be reading all of the books that she puts out. If you haven't read this book, and this is one of my favorite covers, by the way. Like, I love this cover. This cover is so beautiful, and I love the title as well. So I'm really excited for her next book. This book comes out May 24th, 2022. I'm gonna read you a little bit of the synopsis quickly. It says here, 18 years of summer spent in Beach House in Maine have brought Violet Mitchell and Will Seaberg together. For 2 perfect beach-filled months every year, they spent every waking minute together, fast as friends, until one summer changes everything. But before the two even have a chance to claim the love they spent their entire lives creating, destiny strikes, tearing the two lovers and their families apart. So I mean, that just sounds interesting. I do follow the author on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. I like stalk her and I watch her stories and I watch everything she says. She did say that this book is not as sad as the first one, A Risk on Forever, because let me tell you, this book made me cry, okay? This book made me cry. I was sitting on a train and I was going to work and I was reading this book on my Kindle and I was like in tears. And I was like, I pray that nobody's looking at me. Like, I pray that everybody's minding their own business because this is embarrassing. That's how I was. And then I went ahead and I went on Amazon and I ordered a physical copy of it because I just had to have it. I just had to have it. There is so many beautiful quotes in that book that is just honestly amazing. The next book that I'm really excited for is Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is the follow-up to It Happened One Summer. Now, I read It Happened One Summer actually recently. I'm actually in self-isolation right now because COVID finally got me. I'm slowly coming out of it. So I listened to that book on Audible because I just couldn't physically read any book. My brain was just like, no. I listened to it on Audible and I absolutely loved it. I got the hype, but I feel like it's a book that's not for everyone, but I absolutely enjoyed it and I cannot wait for the sister story because we're following two sisters. The older sister found love in It Happened One Summer, and this one, the other sister, the young sister, is also going to find love in this one. And this is a friends to lovers because we got to meet the sister and the love interest in this book, in the last book. So the love interest in this book is best friends with Pepper, who was the sister in the first book's husband. My God, that is very complicated, but you get what I mean. But anyways, I'm really, really excited for this book. And this book comes out April 14th, 2022. The next book, which I'm super excited, this is a non-fiction book and I cannot wait to read this book. This book is called Reclaiming by YEWANDE Bell. This is a author that's known from Love Island UK version, and this book, let me just read you the synopsis of this book because I don't want to butcher it. So it says here, in YEWANDE Bell's brilliant debut, she will cover a wide breadth of topics from the specific microaggression Black women encounter on dating apps to navigating a career that may seem impossible. Every step of YEWANDE's writing affirms that maintaining your sense of self in a world that is not supportive of you is difficult, but not impossible. The book will be a thought-provoking, sensitive, challenging, and deeply moving collection of essays covering everything from identity to love and career choices. Reclaiming will serve as an inspirational love letter for anyone who has ever felt out of place but strives to find success in every aspect of their lives. I mean, if that synopsis doesn't make you want to read this book, then I don't know what will. As I'm filming this video, we don't have the cover yet of this book, and I cannot wait to see the cover because I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. This book comes out May 12, 2022. The next book that I'm really excited for is House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. This is the follow-up of Crescent City. Again, I do have a reading vlog of Crescent City, and I absolutely loved that book so much that I cannot wait to see what happens in the next book. Oh my God, I honestly cannot wait. I'm really excited. Obviously, I cannot tell you anything about this book because if you are thinking that you want to go read Crescent City, it will be a spoiler if I tell you what happens in this book. But I am here for this book and I cannot wait. I don't know if I said, but this book comes out 15th February 2022. The next book that I'm really excited for is Book of the Night by Holly Black. This is the author that wrote the Cruel Prince series. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about this book, but I saw that that's the author and it seemed interesting, so I was like, you know what, I'm looking forward to it. I do want to read a little bit of more fantasy, so yeah. So this book sounded interesting, it seems interesting. The synopsis is long. I'm not even going to attempt to explain it to you. Please look up the synopsis. And another one that I'm just gonna quickly mention, it is this Woven Kingdom book by Tahara Murphy. It is her first fantasy, I believe. I actually haven't read any books by Tahara Murphy, but I really want to because I see the books around all the time and they just seem interesting. And most people that have read her books say they are really, really good. So I honestly need to get on that and start reading these books ASAP. So that's gonna go ahead and conclude this video. Those are all the books that I'm super excited to read and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do comment down below and let me know what books you are excited to read as well, and we can have a chat about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video so that I know you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe because it's free and it massively helps out my channel and it helps me grow, which I want to do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye.